Next to me here sits a Ferrari, or at least that's what I thought I was getting when I saw the steering wheel. But alas, it seems to be some kind of Mazda MX-5. We'll delve into what exactly it is shortly. This car has been parked on the side of the road in Chester. I've driven past it every day for years, and I've been looking over at it as it sort of degrades quite heavily and starts to look a little bit like a boat anchor. And I've been thinking, what's wrong with that car? Why is it sat there? And I've been desperate to sort of bring it back to life. So the other day, I stopped and I put a letter through the letterbox that said, look, I'm this guy that buys cars that some people may call basket cases, and I put them back on the road, or at least try to. Can I do it to your Mazda? Can I buy it off you? Usually I wouldn't expect a sort of response, but I did get one. He emailed me and he said, look, I don't know what to do with the car, give me 500-ish quid and you can have it. I hooked up the trailer to the disco and I shot straight down there. And now it's back here, I want to see if I can bring this thing to life, give it a tidy up, make it look a little bit less sad, and then drive it down for an MOT. It's been off the road since 2018. Hasn't moved, the engine hasn't turned over since that, nothing's happened to it since 2018. Do you think it'll just fire up? Should we just stick a battery on it and twist the key? I don't know. Let's have a look around it first though. So yeah, I mean, I've had a few MX-5s. They're great. They're absolutely brilliant cars. Do you remember ages ago, Jeremy Clarkson said like, oh, if you're not a petrolhead if you haven't had an Alfa Romeo. I would go so far as to say that if you haven't driven one of these things, then you need to, you know. They're proper good cars. A good racing driver once said that if you want to learn how to go fast round a track, that's the car to do it in. And the reason being is that they're sort of slow. So it makes you drive better, it makes you go around corners better, to carry as much speed and all of that sort of stuff. They're really nicely balanced little things. Great, great, great cars. I've restored a couple, I've put a couple back on the road. Monumental amounts of welding every time, because MX-5s like to do one thing really, really well, and that's rot. I don't know what this one's going to be like, but we're going to get it up on the ramp a bit later and we'll have a little inspection before it goes down for its MOT. But no doubt they'll sort of stick some massive holes in it with a screwdriver anyway. This back end is a little bit weird though, isn't it? Partly because you've got two exhausts, which is really cool, but also because the number plate's set up on the back. Now I know that this car was imported into the UK from Japan in I think 1999. However, that back panel is not an import panel, so I think it's had a couple of cool bits. The mud flaps are pretty cool. They're nice, and even though it looks like it's missing one there, I can in fact see it on the passenger seat. So there is a nice set of mud flaps. It's also got quite a doody front splitter, if you're into that sort of thing. but it's all right, isn't it? Paintwork wise, yeah. I mean, it's fine, it's fine. I mean, do you think this is going to buff out? Look at it, look at the light chins, the lit chins. It's some of the roughest paintwork I've ever seen. Look at that thing there, it's moss inside it. The bonnet's always been this open as well. Whenever I've driven past it, the bonnet's always been like this open. And this is the part of the car that was sort of sat roadside. This is the side that got battered by all of the cars driving past it all the time. And has meant lots of green. There's a couple of things I noticed with this car when I first went to pick it up. Number one, the tyres seem to be all pretty good. They were all flat, but I pumped them up and they're all good. The roof is also, I mean, it's in really good shape. Really nice, isn't it? No holes, no tears. I mean, if this cleans up, we'll be well in the money, won't we? What should we do with all this? Oh my God, how much to eat that? Paintwork on this side, because this is a side that's not been on the road, is like loads better. Much, much nicer and shinier. However, there is this bit here, which is a bit Kellogg's cornflakes, isn't it? Rest of the arches seem all right though. Don't know what it's going to be like in there. They do like to rot in there as well, and underneath, inner sills. I mean, these sills again, from what I can sort of just make out. What about the other side? I mean, yeah, I have kind of seen worse. And this rear arch, again, I don't know, we'll have to see when we get inside, but that's all alright, isn't it? Look how sun faded that tax disc is as well. How cool is that? About these. Oh, God. Yeah, look at that. Years of moss and the flue just over everything. Do you reckon they'll go again? Just glue that bit back on? I don't know. We'll maybe have to put some new ones on it. It's cool though, isn't it? I bought this not necessarily to sort of do up and sell, but I think this could be one that I sort of keep on the fleet, park it next to the lovely Spitfire, and just sort of over time get it back on the road and make it all nice. I've got quite a big project on the go at the moment with the Capri, but I feel like this could just be a lovely little addition to the fleet. I just love an MX-5. They're great cars. Back in the day, the Japanese saw what we were knocking out with these things and they were like, these are really cool, and they seem to be selling really well, these little stylish convertibles, and they said, let's do one of these, but let's make everything fit and let's make it all work. And then lo and behold, they came up with this, and it's probably, is it the best little sort of front engine rear wheel drive two-seater convertible of all time? That's a debatable thing, isn't it? What do you think? I got with the car a logbook and some keys and an immobiliser which says towed on it. It's a bit of a throwback, isn't it, to the 90s. Look at the length of these keys as well. They are absolutely, I'd imagine if you needed to put them in something and use them as a, I'd imagine they'd be really good keys. Anyway, does this boot? Of course it does. Whoa, it's pretty solid. Last car I did this on, I ended up getting some disease. I feel like I might get one from this as well. This is a tonneau cover. Not a tonneau cover, this is the cover that goes over the... is that a tonneau cover? I don't know what the thing is, I don't know. But what I do know is I'm probably never going to use it. What's that for? In here is a toolkit with like a wheel brace and stuff in. Okay. Oh, some brand new gloves. Okay. Oh wow. Oh wow. That's wet. Spare wheels there. Has it got a battery? Should it be as rusty as that? Welcome to inside the boot. Boot lid looks alright, doesn't it? In here though, nasty, very nasty. And look at this as well. That is soaking wet. That's the spare wheel as well. Tiny little donut thing, look. You should put 2 of those on the back of your MX-5 and take it drifting. Anyway, that looks absolutely fine in there and no reason to be alarmed at all. That's just, that must be off something else, don't worry about that. These batteries are really interesting as well. That looks like it's got a real one, as in like the one it's supposed to have. The design of where these batteries go is a bit of a pain on MX-5s. Next time you see a Mark 1 MX-5, have a look at this bit of the quarter panel and see if you can see any little dents or anything on this quarter panel. And that is quite often caused because someone's put a different battery in it that they can't clamp down, and it's been going bang against the quarter panel. Thankfully ours hasn't. All that stuff there, but yeah, it's that battery is weird, isn't it? I've had watch batteries bigger than that.
I gotta touch everything now. You get a smell, all the dust and stuff coming into my lungs, going into my lungs, and I hit myself. So I'm just gonna make sure I don't get anything, you know? Oh, okay. Whoa! What's that? Oh. Oh. Oh God. Oh God. That's pretty bad. So free. Okay. I'll get out, mate. Oh God. Oh.
Smelled like hot cottage cheese in there. That's horrible. Where's my cap? Okay, there is a knack to this, to getting these roofs down on MX-5s. It's all to do with the karate chop. Oh God. Yeah, this window is hard. Doesn't want to bend the way I want it to bend. Wowee. There is a zip that you can do in there, but do you want to start digging around in there? You know? Yeah, it's not being quite as supple as I'd liked, maybe because it's been sort of baked into its position that it's in now for the last 6 years. Is that doing okay? Is that gonna... Don't want anything to crack or snap. It seems to be fairly supple. It's moving. Yeah, that's better. That's what you want to see. Oh, okay. I think there's an umbrella under there stopping it, so we'll leave it like that for now, but this looks fine, doesn't it? We'll try and, I don't know, maybe get a wire brush on that and a bit of grease. All around the roof seems pretty roofy, doesn't it? It's going to need a bit of a wash, this car, isn't it? Right, what's... is that wet? It's not wet. Let's pull it out, though. That is actually dry. How cool. Let's put it on the bonnet of this Panhard PL17. What about the chair itself? The chair is bone dry. Now, this thing has been sat outside in the put. We've had some of the worst rain ever recently. It rained for like 3 days non-stop, quite heavily. But that's completely dry on this side, which is awesome news. So it is draining. And look at these A-pillars and stuff here, and this sill. Look at that bit there. That's all really nice. Okay, so far so good then. And look at that as well, we've got tunes! By LG, same people that make your fridge freezer, make your CD players. Okay, what about this side? Lovely. Look at all these things here. Very cobwebby, very nice, okay. Oh, again, sort of bone dry. What about this thing? That is also bone dry. And I think these have saved the actual carpets. Because all of a sudden, doesn't this look a million times better? Oh, it's a bit damp over there, but mainly quite dry. What have we got on the clock then? Now it says 150,000 kilometres, and I'm informed that that is kilometres, so it's, I don't know, 100,000-ish miles, which is pretty good for one of these. Look at this Ferrari Momo. That is quality. I absolutely love that. I mean, I think as a gag, as a joke, that's just the coolest thing. People should put, I like it when Volvos have Ferrari badges on the side of them and stuff. I think this is really cool. I like it. And again, sills, everything, quite smart, yeah? Quite nice. What's in this thing? Oh, some bits. Let's go on the other side so we can look in the glove box. What are those? Oh yeah, okay, some pins. Oh, money. Oh yes, this car's costing me less and less all the time. Mazda Eunos, Royal and Son policy number. Interesting. Okay, what are these? Paracetamol, that's boring, isn't it? And what's in there? Oh, fucking hell. I've just got a big strong whiff of something then. Oh, I don't know what that is in there, but personal affairs, some service history. I don't think you buy many car parts from Juicens, so maybe that's not service history. National tyres though. What's this? Rock anthems. Sick, we'll go for that. Look at that, what a babe. Oh yeah, awesome. What else have we got in there? Old tax discs and stuff. Okay, bit of detritus. I think you'll agree though, all in all, sort of interior wise, this should clean up really nice. Doesn't look like there's much to do. This thing here, I mean, this looks absolutely hanging, doesn't it? But you just take these out and you throw them in the scrap pile, and you get your mate to 3D print you a new version of that with cup holders and all sorts of cool stuff. Lots of like little mods for these MX-5s that you can get now. So Rob, if you're listening, can you 3D print me one of those, please? Thank you. For the first time in my life, oh, it's just moss, I have actually bought the fast one. Oh, cool. This is the 1.8. Whoa, what a motor! Great engines. Let's hope this one is as well. I wonder if it's just going to fire into... It's fine, it's fine. Looks great though, doesn't it? I mean, it's all there. What are the sort of chassis legs like? It's only really the Mark IIs that had big chassis leg problems, but these look serviceable. And maybe Mark IIIs as well, actually. Pop-up headlights, I hope they work. Lots of Japanese writing. What does that say? It says, because I can speak Japanese, it says, don't worry about changing cam belts if car has been sat for a while. That's good. Everything will be okay. Just connect battery, turn the key, and stick at 4,000 RPM for 10 minutes, and everything should be okay. It's good, isn't it? Look, that's where it said that there. It's cool, isn't it? What do you think? lots of muck and dirt. Jet wash should sort most of that out though, shouldn't it? It's inside the scuttle panel, really nice. Yeah. What have we got there? Oh, brake fluid, come on the boys. Don't know how long that's going to stay in there if I've not actually pressed the brakes yet, and we might be at risk of pressing them and exploding a brake pipe, but we'll see. This is where you put air. Oh no, there's some water in there. That's just sort of coolant overflow in there. Nice. Okay, there's some water. But we will put some more in. Why was that just off? That was just open and loose. Oh god, it looks dry and sad. Is that free? Oh, yeah, nice. Okay, why is that off, I wonder? Yeah, it's not a problem. Okay. Oh yeah, lovely, 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 lovely. Okay. Those HT leads look quite swanky as well, don't they? They look like they have been replaced in Japan 30 years ago. What does R134A mean? Is that the model number? I think that's the model number there. So it says NA8C Eunos, and I know this because Rob, who you see on the channel all the time, he is the biggest MX-5 nerd I know. He's doing a nut and bolt restoration on his that he's owned for, well, forever, since he was about 18, I think. If you want to go and follow his nut and bolt restoration, he's on Facebook, he's on everything. I'm trying to get him to do a YouTube channel, but he won't. So get onto Facebook and Instagram and look for NA8C Roadster Restoration and you'll find him. I'll try and get his exact name and put it up in the thing. What's that for down there, and why hasn't it got a connection or a cover on it? This. Okay, fine. What about the oil? Oh god, I've just noticed something else. Forget the oil. Oh my god. Why is that off there? Why has that been disconnected? That is properly worrying, that, isn't it? Why has that been disconnected? That's a radiator pipe, isn't it? Interesting. Okay, well, we'll probably discover all about it shortly. Why was that off? And why was that disconnected? That's so annoying. I hope it's okay. I hope it's all right. I've not really heard of like head gasket issues or anything with these, but you never know. Now I'm wearing white socks today, so I can't use them to wipe the dipstick. So I've had to use an actual cloth. It's pretty good on the level. It's not empty or full of water or anything. That's a start. I'm wondering if that hose was just off because maybe before this thing was laid up, all of the coolant was drained out of it or something. I don't know why you do that. Maybe to stop it rusting. I don't know. I don't know. But maybe. There's a belt there. Everything looks in good shape. The only thing left to do now is to stick a load of bolts up it and see what works. I'm going to connect this to it because it's a bank holiday and all the places that sell batteries are closed, so I can't go and get one. So let's hope that this works. It's only a small engine, it'll be fine. I'm going to press the button. Are you ready? The only thing I heard then was the CD player trying to eject something. Where's the keys? Let's be honest, the only thing we're interested in seeing right now. Come on, you beautiful old thing! You have got life inside you, I can see that. Oh wow, we're a bit dim over there, but we're all right here, but they worked! Well done, little car. It's only going to get better from now on. Switch those off for a second. I've just noticed something else. What's going on? Why disconnected? What is going on there? Why is that just not connected up? This is so bizarre. I've got a hose over there. I might do like a big flush on this. now that, you know, all these hoses are disconnected, before we sort of fire it up anyway, just sort of see what's going on. But that's very strange, isn't it? Right then, let's just sort of squat on this sill here. I don't really want to sit on that right now. Got a full tank of hopefully not water. Look at all these buttons. Should we see if we've got ignition lights? Yeah, so we've got ignition lights. There is an alarm mobiliser type job, but we'll get round to that. Let's just see if we've got life in anything. Tunes! Oh. Oh, we've got an electric aerial! This is amazing! Oops. And why is it turning itself up? Oh my god, we've got tunes, and as you can tell by the static, they probably do work. Oh wow, okay, that was Lady Gaga. I'll switch it off just before YouTube spills its beans. Okay, hold your breath. Okay, that worked. That's great. What happened then? Something else moved. I can hear. Okay. God, this thing's great, isn't it? Left. Right. Got an indicator out. I don't want to do the washers or anything just yet because the windscreen is made of sandpaper now. Why does everything I own not work? That's going to have to do us for now, I think. Just mainly sort of making sure there's nothing blocking it all, you know, like any sort of hamsters have crawled up there and made homes. Got nice clean streams coming out of everything there. Clean streams. Let's put everything back together. This is a really cool old tool that I've got. I found this in a car ages ago, but it's great for these clips because you can clip them, clamp them. How do you clamp them again? Like so. And then you can move. Sort of like, they're good, alright? Nice. Right, let's just, now that's connected up, stick some more down it. Yeah, it's flowing out there really nicely. Okay, just fill that up as well. I'm only doing this with water, partly because it's summer and we can always change it. But coolant's expensive, yeah? Let's see now. We're made of money. Okay, now this goes on there. Okay, these. I can hear it drinking it. Or I can hear it flooding into the cylinders. That's fine down there though, nothing leaking. Ready for its MOT. There's a couple of things we need to do. The first one is to see if this baby turns over, not starts, but turns over. And then I need to listen out for a fuel pump. I've not heard one yet. The noise that I thought was one was the CD player. Okay. Oh, maybe I didn't hear the fuel pump because of the immobiliser. Interesting. Right, let's have a little look for that. not quite enough juice in the little battery pack, so I'll connect the big Bertha to it, and we'll either give it enough juice to turn over properly and let us listen out for the fuel pump, or turn it to liquid. So let me go and grab that. This thing's hooked up. This thing, you could start, I don't know, a tornado with this or something. It's a pretty mean bit of kit. Really putting just, yeah, it's going to get hot. That battery is probably going to explode. I think it's for starting lorries. Look how bright these are. Why is it acting like it's got no power in it now? Let's give it a bit more. Let's put the earth on the actual battery instead. Maybe that'll stop it whinging. Honestly, it's like the worst place ever for a battery. That is that the immobiliser making that noise? I don't know. It's making a horrible noise. Right, let's get rid of this little bedside alarm clock battery, and we'll throw something else on there. Okay. Ugh. Nice to see that stretches so far. I've had remote control cars with bigger batteries in them. Here's one I found in a Ford Capri in there. Making things so bloody awkward. I don't think this battery is particularly good either, so we'll put this on charge. Okay. What is the beeping for? That sounded really good. Really good. Come on, baby. Right. I just can't hear a fuel pump at all. If you're squeamish, don't watch this. Right, I'm pretty sure we've got no fuel pump. I just heard a huge thunderclap from over there, so I don't know what's going to happen. We might get rained off today, who knows. Looks alright though, doesn't it? I can't hear a fuel pump at all. Now I can find the sort of rail here and we can disconnect it and we can see if we've got any fuel flow. There is also diagnosis under here, and this is great because you've got, see that's where it says ground, you can connect to a loads of other things that do different stuff. Now see where it says FP, that means fuel pump, and ground. Ground is the second one in, fuel pump's the last one. So I think with the ignition on, I can bridge these terminals . I think that's the relay for the fuel pump going on and off. Yeah. And there is no fuel pump with it. And annoyingly, I think the fuel pump's in the tank, so I can't like get in there to give it a tap or anything. What else does this do? Just to sort of prove my theory, that one there, TFA, is for the cooling fan. So I wonder. Oh no, sorry, ground's next to it, isn't it? So the diagnosis port does work, which is great, but yeah, the old fuel pump isn't having it. Don't know if that picked up on camera, but there we go. I might get struck by lightning. That'd be a turn up for the books, wouldn't it? Interesting. Is that still charging? Yep. Okay. So what did that say there? Fuel injection. So is that the fuel pump relay? I mean, I heard that going, so doesn't want to come out either, but I did hear that clicking. But yeah, no dice. What about these fuses? Fuses are all good. Now obviously the really cool and great sort of thing about today is that there is no places open. It's coming. No places open for fuel pumps. So a bit stuck really. I think the fuel pump is in here somewhere. So let's just remove these 1000 carpets. Oh, very nice. It's how sun bleached that is as well. Amazing, love it. I can't remember, but I'm thinking there might be some sort of access cover in here. Oh, that is our access plates. Certainly looks that way, doesn't it? Maybe to get to the fuel pump. Interesting. Right, let me just remove all that. All this really disgusting stuff being in the way is a great help. Hopefully these screws will undo. It's quite difficult because of this fucking metal bar in the way. Christ, stupid. Right directly above the screw. And I've got a, what's like a ratchet thing. That thunder's starting to get a little bit antsy, isn't it? Just a bit of a longer screwdriver. Oh yes. If I can get this fuel pump out, I can take it over to the bench and try and sort of like throw 24 volts across it, smack it with a hammer, spray a load of WD-40 in it, you know, that type of activity, and see if we can bring it back to life. But might just be a case of buying a new one. Can I tear these? Oh yeah, I can. Oh, cool. Okay. Oh. Why didn't you think of that? Right. Handy little screw storage device, that, isn't it? Great cars, these, you know. I absolutely love an MX-5. I've had some of my most funnest driving has been done in MX-5s. That's one of the reasons why I'm doing the Capri with an ST170 engine, because that sort of power and rear wheel drive is so much fun. You can really use the car. You know, there's a lot of people going, oh, stick a V8 in the Capri and stuff. It's like, and I've seen people put, oh yes, it's their crazy engines in these, and it's like, well, you could, but why do you want to ruin it? Right then, so fuel pump is under there. I've got my plug. If I do get struck by lightning on film, then I've had a good time, you know. It's been good, it's been enjoyable. But to be honest, I think I could probably survive maybe 4 or 5 strikes before it, you know, properly gets me. Right, okay, so that pin there, let's, how am I going to get a, can I get a multimeter, check it? I'm not scared, are you scared? Why are you scared? I'm not scared. Right, so the big yellow one I think is supposed to be the power on this. And that black one's next to it there. So let's just see if anything happens. Yeah, I am getting volts. Ugh. So we are getting voltage to the pump, but we're not getting any sort of buzz from the pump, which is what we need. Oh, nice. What? Behave yourself. Stop it. It's interesting, I can already see one of the return lines has been removed at some point. How strange. Do you remember the fuel pump on the MR2? This is an absolute doddle compared to that, wasn't it? That was like a day and a half's work. I can smell fuel. We must be getting close. Just imagine if I did get struck by lightning as well, being next to this fuel tank, I'd properly go up, wouldn't I? I'm joking, by the way, please don't strike me. Smite me down, oh mighty smiter. Okay, we're free, we're free. Where's my little pipe clip thing? Use these instead, those clips are a little bit small for that machine. That's better. I'll put that one back on properly while I'm here as well. Weird that that was just off like that. The tank sounds empty as well, but I guess we're going to find out. Fuel? Why fuel? Can you hear that go? There's fuel coming out of there, so it must have done something with fuel. It's definitely not doing anything though, is it? Yeah, we get it, Thunder. We get it. You're mad. You're annoyed. It's not our fault. Okay. A bit of fuel in there. I wonder if that's just returning it, you know, if that makes sense. And if there was any left in the pipes. Come on. Oh God, is this rain? I was hoping we'd be avoiding that. Okay. It's getting a little bit fierce, isn't it, that noise? Oh, why is there a screw still in it? Okay. I think the rain has actually, rain has arrived just in time. Oh, look at this thing. Really cool. That's the fuel pump there. That was a nice easy job though. We're going to have to put the roof up maybe. I know this is probably not the time to do this, but you can buy these amazing hoodies online in our merchandise store. The link is in the description, on these t-shirts and caps. And on the sleeve, it says, that's what starter motors are for. And that is referring to this. It's so loud. Jesus Christ. So loud. So wet. But I've got the car inside because the work doesn't stop just because of bad weather. This is crazy. These are the hoodies though. Smart, yeah? Subscribe button. I checked last time and 30% of people that watched my last video didn't hit the subscribe button. It's completely free. It doesn't cost you anything. Press it. If you hit the notification bell, you'll get notification when all this good stuff happens. And this. I'd like the Met Office for cars. That weather's a bit nuts, isn't it? So the first thing I've noticed when I pull this out is it is immaculate. Such good condition, no rust or anything on it, which is really good news. However, it doesn't work. So I'm going to try and put some power directly into the pump. and see if we can get it to talk to us that way. Okay, so here's my power probes working, and I need to put them directly onto those, which I'm not going to be able to get into, and it's covered in petrol, so we don't really want to do a spark. Can I get into these instead? Get onto those? Right. Really annoying because I can't get this crocodile clip in there. I don't want to ruin it, but might have to. For the sake of the experiment. Fuel pump's working. I don't know if you can see that little vibration there. Awesome. Why in no work when in car? Let's have a look. Okay, so keep your eye on that now. No dice. Wonder if it's the relay that's buggered. I've just had this cover off and I've been under there sort of rearranging my internal organs, and I found this thing while I was under there looking for the fuel pump relay. So I unplugged it, and now it doesn't make that annoying buzzing noise anymore. I think that's just for like a seatbelt buzzer, so maybe that was a cool delete. Anyway, we've got a bit of an issue with this, haven't we? I'm going to keep looking. I can't find. I need to find the fuel pump relay, but it's in there. It's in there. Okay, I'm going in again. Yeah. Still there. Oh God. Okay. Where are you? That one's indicators. Is it this one? B577 Denso. Oh, I bet it is. Oh, and it's got some weird wiring attached to it. Well, that's not good, is it? This all looks very homemade under here. Can I reach the multimeter? Where is it? Can you see it? I think I found it. Is it B577? I don't know. Oh God. Where's Google? B577 relay. Mark 1 Eunos fuel pump relay. Okay. Have I got power going in to start with? Why do they put things down here in cars? Why? No need for it. Put it under the bonnet. Rain stopped. Can't get it to work. Not too clever out there either, is it? Okay, no. So yeah, I'm not sure what the crack is. I'm going to buy a new relay for it, and we'll put that in. But I've tested it, and it's just everything's sort of, well, I'm not getting power to where the relay is supposed to be getting power to, so something else is going on. I've made this is a little connection-y thing to a couple of these, and what I'm going to do is put some fuel in it, put all this back together, and we're just going to run the fuel pump using an external 12-volt source, and we'll see if we can get this thing running. I can finally hear myself think. But this weather is crazy. Right, see if I just tuck that under there. Right, check for pumpy pumpy. Okay, the connections are on the wrong way around, which is why I tested it. Whoa, look at that, much harder to see. Oh, there you go, did you see that then? Fuel came pouring out. So that's all good there. Let's just connect these back up. I can hear fuel being pumped in there. Are we ready? Why not? Nothing. That's a bit worrying, isn't it? That's really annoying, but it would appear that we've lost spark as well now. I'm going to pull one of these plug leads off and we'll check it, but not even a bark. And we did get a bark earlier on. One of the things that's given me the willies as well is that we've lost all of our ignition lights. You know, from the dash. That immobiliser will stop flashing. This immobiliser is a problem. We've got that rear demister. Can I turn that off somewhere? That's just on permanently, and I've lost all of these dash lights. Still turns over, but nothing. Under there is a minefield. I'll have a bit more of a play, and I'll get back to you. This weather is starting to get a tiny little bit concerning. We are, like, there's water just in quite large numbers. I mean, it's just everything under there is sort of flooded and it's quite deep, and I'm worried that my unit's going to start to flood, or maybe one of the others next door or something, you know. If you've got any water coming in yet? Sometimes I get water over here. Has started a little bit there. Bloody hell, look at this thing. Doesn't fucking work, does it? We might be onto something. After testing a load of continuity down there, I found a fuse, a 15 amp fuse, that one on the floor there, which was sad. So I've replaced it, don't know what it was for, but now we have the lights back on the dash, which is great news. Shall we connect the fuel pump back up and try again? I can hear the fuel pumping. Here we go. Got ignition lights this time. Where's the bangs? Where's the explosions? What gives? It is petrol, this, isn't it? Not diesel. I suppose I'm going to have to check for the spark again, aren't I? I wonder if it's flooded. Our spark plugs are soaking wet. Yeah, I've got no spark. We must have had a spark before because it went boom, boom, boom. Remember? Spark plugs are dry and they look normal. So here's where I'm up to. Underneath the dash, everything looks to be as it should be. Everything in here, again, as it should be. I've still got no spark. I've spoken to MX-5 guru Rob, and he says this cam angle sensor here is a real sort of common fault on these for going, and that would give you no spark. So that, I mean, there's nothing I could do about that though, because I need a spare one, which Rob has got, but he's not back for a couple of days. Little bit annoying. There's no way, everything else is fine, there's good continuity and everything. I'm just, yeah, no sparky spark. So with that being said, I mean, there's not a lot more I can do really. What I would normally do at this point is, because I'm going to wait for Rob to get some spares and we're going to come down and have a mess with it, I would get it outside, start washing it, do all that sort of stuff, but it's tipping it down still. So I'm going to leave it inside. But it's getting on for 6 o'clock anyway, so I'm going to call it a day. And for me, God knows how long, but for you, a few seconds. I've been reading some stuff, and that controls quite a lot of things. That controls the power to the coil, the power to the fuel pump, it controls a lot of stuff. And the pretty cool thing about that is that Ben from Ben's Trim, he is on his way over in his Mark 1 MX-5, which should have one of those relays, and we're going to try and swap it out and see if it works. If that works, great. But also, while he's here, I can take some readings off things with the multimeter, because his car's running, and I can go, oh right, this is what happens when you crank it, blah 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 blah, all that sort of stuff, and I can compare it to what we've got over here, and that should help us really well to narrow down the problem. I'm also interested though to see if anything's cooled down overnight, sort of electrical connection wise, and see if it goes. 9. While I was waiting for Ben to come over, I thought, do you know what? I'll set a little rig up and I'll test the relay. Why is nothing ever simple? So this relay has nothing on it, no words, no diagrams, nothing. Usually a relay will have like, tells you what pin does what on the end and all this sort of stuff. Great. This one has none of that. I've been on Google and I've typed it in and tried to find a diagram of the relay. I just can't find one. This though, when you type it into Google, it does appear that it is a serious common fault. These MX-5s are going through a lot of these, it would seem. These relays apparently do a lot of stuff on the car and they're a little bit overloaded maybe. So yeah, I can't test it, annoyingly. I don't want to just like start throwing, you know, power up to it just in case I destroy it and it does work. However, what I can confirm is that, do you remember when I tested the fuel pump with the diagnosis port, you could hear this clicking? Now you can't. No longer click, maybe broken. Anyway, Ben's on his way, so we'll get it swapped over and we'll find out.
The next episode of...
Oh no! Oh no! What's happened?
Go down.
Does it always do this?
Ever since coming here. Yeah, last time I'm coming here with the driveway like that.
It looks cool though, it's winking, isn't it? Fixed the headlight. Interesting. See how these are all gold and nice? Yep. On the blue car and the red car had a race and the blue car won. Over here on mine, again, I don't know how well you can pick up, but can you see that in the top left corner? That is dark and grey and sad and potentially burnt. So I hope I don't destroy Ben's relay putting it in there, but if I do, I'll buy a new one. Is that all right?
Yeah, I'm going to try cleaning the connector first.
Right then, Ben's relay's installed. Come on.
Relays clicking.
Oh. Can I take out and drive my car now?
Well, what we can do is we can try mine on your car.
We'll try it, yeah, we'll do that.
But before we do that,
Power of elimination. You're a lot smarter than you look.
where's Mystery Spark? Keep moving that on there, see if we see a spark.
You got no spark. I think the relay's fine, Kev.
No spark. Well, let's try mine on yours.
So
This is yours.
this is my relay in there now, and it's working fine. How annoying. The mystery continues. We've had the coil pack wires off, and I've been measuring what I'm getting to those, and it is different readings to what Ben's getting on his. On my diagnosis murder point, I've got nothing happening at all. Not a relay click, not a fuel pump, nothing. And when you do the same on Ben's, it primes the fuel pump. So something is amiss somewhere, something potentially quite big.
It's because it's rotten.
It's because it's rotten, yeah. It's trying to earth to like rust, isn't it? Core blimey, governor, we're still at it. Real big help, Ben, coming over. I'm just being able to turn keys and stuff while I'm doing things and have fantastic ideas and roll cigarettes. So that there is a cam angle sensor. Rob says this could be the thing. This is a plug for it. We've just back probed all of this plug. You should be getting 12 volts, a fluctuation of like between 0 and 5 volts, and then a 5 volt, and we've got it. So I think that is performing. While we've been doing that, we've been messing with connections. I've had this thing out. So do you remember the problem with that plug? Just didn't look right. So I've been going through everything and just sort of cleaning everything up, filed it all down, and still no dice. Annoyingly under here though, the immobilizer, there's like this mad relay that the immobilizer's for. However, I do think the immobilizer is working, because on these things, the immobilizer, this little red light, stops your car cranking. But as soon as the immobilizer reads, it lets you crank. So I don't think it is actually an immobilizer fault, because the immobilizer seems to be working. Immobilizers can do different things. This one stops the engine cranking. Some immobilizers stop the fuel pump working, stuff like that. Some immobilizers do it all. Maybe this one does as well, and it is broken. All the wires underneath there, everything is good enough. And I'm beginning to run out of ideas. So, I don't know. We're going to keep thinking, keep looking until it bursts into life. I pushed her outside just to have a change of scenery and to get some better lights. Now, there's obviously there's no spark. I can't work out what's wrong. We've been through everything. Fuel pump's now working. We're just, yeah, we've just got a problem somewhere. Earths-wise, everything looks how it's supposed to. I can't see anything that's like a bit grubby or anything, you know, it all looks half decent. I'm getting like so behind as well. I needed to have this running, preferably sort of yesterday, really. So my plan is now, I'm gonna pay attention to how the car looks to make it a little bit nicer to work on, because Rob is gonna come down tomorrow and he's gonna bring something with him. That something is a spare ECU. Now the ECU is in the footwell. If for some reason that's not connecting properly to something, there is a chance that it's not telling the coil pack to spark. So potentially we get everything looking nice, a bit easier to work on, clean the interior out, give it a hoover out, and then when Rob comes tomorrow, I can spend a bit of time and just sort of go through everything with him, and hopefully hopefully make this thing run. And then we need to check brakes. Have we got a clutch? Have we got gears? Have we got every, you know, there's so much more I need to see underneath it. Try it once more though, just for posterity. It's weird because it almost sounds like it wants to go. Like, is that? It's not fine. Roof up, jet wash out. Weiss Schmeierfit. Just getting everything sort of ready to give the car a clean. I need to put the roof back up. I've just pulled out 3 cubic meters of moss from inside here. I'm now just going to give these things a little bit of a wire brush, spray some grease all over them so it makes them a little bit nicer when I'm opening and closing the roof. Beautiful. I've also pulled out all the boot carpet to jet wash, given the boot, given that a bit of a wire brush and sort of hoovered all the, you know, loose bits away, given the inside of the boot. It's not bad, there's no big holes or anything, so cool, whatever, you know. It's funny, isn't it? I was talking yesterday about the Japanese looking at a Spitfire and going, let's make something that works. And it doesn't work, yet you could drive that probably to the south of France. Anyway, this thing is baked on crud. Oh, delicious. Look at this gap. Is that supposed to be there? Probably not. Maybe we need a new seal. Anyway, I'll keep my eye on that as I'm pressure washing. I think the window is supposed to cover it, but the window's down a little bit. Anyway, maybe that there's water ingress and the ECU's got wet. I don't know. Anyway, we're going to need some acid. Let me show you what I'm going to use to tackle this thing. Paying close attention to the clouds. The way I'm going to tackle this is by using some Simonized cheap snow foam and mixing it with Rhino 105. This is like a TFR acid. It's just going to eat away on a lot of the traffic film that is on this car. What is traffic film? Anyway, I'm going to put some of that in there, but first I'm going to jet wash as much of it off as I can, all the big lumps and all that sort of stuff. Just a quick one, and then that'll hopefully get it a bit wet, allow it all to sort of sink in, and then once it's dried off a touch, we're going to give it a big old coating of this, couple of coatings maybe, and just leave it for a few minutes. Then we'll hit it with the jet wash again. Then we'll hit it with this stuff again, but what I'll be doing is giving it a scrub. Potentially with the brush on the drill, because this is pretty bad. And I'm going to buff the paint afterwards, so it'll be fine. Do you think that's going to come up? It's fun, isn't it? I just want to find out. I enjoy this sort of stuff. Right then. I wish it ran though. That's probably enough. I don't know. Not a scientist. It's just started to rain as well, so what I'm going to choose to do is completely ignore that rain and probably put my hoodie back on and then just carry on. I now know what Travis was singing about all those years ago. Why does it always rain on me? Is it because I bought an MX-5 without seeing it? Right then, so I'll leave the bonnet up because we're going to do it here as well. Let's go. I'll close that diagnostic port though. Hello, it's me, voiceover Ben. This is just a public service announcement. Now, I can afford to take risks on buying cars that don't run and messing about with them and doing all this interesting stuff and trying to get things going, partly down to the Patreons. Patreon is a website that you can go on and get some behind the scenes footage of when I go and pick cars up and do other little jobs and all this sort of stuff. You get to see what's going on before it goes onto YouTube, and we have little chats on there and stuff and just sort of A bit of a community vibe. Now, you can go on there, pay a fee every month, and we send you a sticker every now and then and all this sort of stuff. It's a great place to be. I really, really like it. Without that extra income, I can't do mad stuff like this. It helps me absolutely no end. If you want to be part of that, there is a link in the description, or just go on patreon.com/tastyclassics, and there you will find all the details about how to join up. And it does make a big difference. And yeah, you don't have to, you know, you could join up for a couple of months, see if it's any good, and then, you know, you don't have to stay. It's up to you. And look, if you can't afford to do it, don't worry. You know, we're still great friends. Just don't worry about it, you know. I know a lot of people can't afford to sort of make that commitment. You can watch everything that I do for completely free. I do ask you to, you know, hit the subscribe button, maybe press like and all that sort of stuff every now and then, but you can watch it for free. But if you are feeling a bit flush, listen, it would help me out massively, and it means I can do slightly more crazier things like the Capri build, which is, you know, just look out for the next episode on that. It's going to be a lot of fun. But yeah, okay. Here on the side of the cars are the names of all the people that have subscribed to the channel since the Capri episode. The sun keeps threatening to come out, and then it just starts absolutely hammering it down again. So annoying. But I've managed to jet wash the entire car now, and all of the carpets. Ideally I want to have these draped over the trailer outside in the sun, where it'll take about 2 minutes to dry, but it is hammering it down all the time. If anybody's watching this on like Dave on catch up or anything, you know, we're practically in June, and yet this is what we're faced with. Rain stopped and the sun's out. I don't know if you can see the steam coming off that black roof. The sun's been out like 2 seconds. So annoying. Right, let's get back to scrubbing this thing clean. It's amazing what it looks like when it's wet. Just hang on 10 minutes until it dries, and there should be a big difference. Should turn pink. But yeah, come up dead well. And detailers, if you want to borrow the brush on the end of a drill method, it's yours. You're welcome to it. It's starting to dry, and you can see, do you remember how rough it was? And it's now, I mean, still rough, but you can really see the difference. And this bit here, I don't know if you can tell, but one of the reasons I use that drill with the brush is that that has done what a huge amount of work with the polisher would have done. It's like the coarsest thing in the world, and it just like eats away at the paint, and you can see that there. I mean, you can see how faded this was, and that has just really sort of taken that off. I mean, it's still really faded, but you've done, you know, so much of the work with the drill, and it's just a lot smoother everywhere now. I'm just worried it's going to start lashing it down again any second, but I'm just going to carry on. I'm going to give the interior windows and stuff a quick wipe over, and then, yeah, have a play with my new toy. Am I spending money on the wrong things? I should be buying a new pressure washer. But look at this, isn't it cool? Life would be so much better if this car actually ran, wouldn't it? Anyway, this is the pinkest panel on the car, so why not start here? Let's see what we can achieve with my new DAS Pro 6 Plus. So reviews were good. I thought might as well buy it. It wasn't too dear, it's about $179.99, something like that. Is that right? Oh God, please. So yeah, not bad at all. And my old buffer, which you've seen me use on other videos, is probably 15-20 years old. And yeah, it hurts to use it. It's all gone all sharp, all the plastics are broken. So it was time to get an upgrade. Now, I don't really know how this works. I think you just put a bit of stuff on here. This is G360, which is like G3, but it's got 60 on the end. And then you sort of do that on there. Press the trigger. Oh, look at it move around. So let's just do this little bit here. I've got it set at its slowest. This is number 1. First thing to know is it feels really nice. Light as a feather. Right then, now that's spread round a bit, let's turn the pressure up. Boost is working. It's come up like new. What do you think? Yeah. That was with like the fastest sort of, wasn't even really paying much attention to what I was doing. And look at that. Oh my God. Why have I waited so long to buy one of those? Hard pad, bit of G360, and that is a brand new MX-5 wing. Absolutely, you saw how bad that was. Let's remind ourselves how bad that was. Oh, delicious. And look at it now, it is absolutely immaculate. Oh yeah, proper pleased with that. Shame the rest of the car needs to be done, isn't it? Bloody hell. But anyway, I'm thinking, now that I've done that, we've seen how it works on metal. What about on plastic? Now, a lot of this paint is damaged around here, so I don't know what sort of results we're going to get, but should we find out? So let's just do this bit around this headlight. Headlight? Side light. really surprised at that. I mean, yeah, it's still plastic, but the way it's sort of gone through all the crap sort of paints and just, I mean, let me stand back. God, that's impressive, isn't it? You know, I know it's a completely different colour and it probably needs a bit more going over there. But that, you know, if you do that over the whole thing, that's a panel that you're not going to have to paint. You know, that is really cool. Really, really cool. You know, this is what you're sort of starting with. That's really smart. I like it a lot. Alas, the rain has returned. And I was just looking around the car. The wheels could do with a little bit of a refurb. Least of our worries that though, isn't it? Annoyingly though, they've all got their centre caps apart from this one bloody wheel. In the sort of schemes of not throwing anything away though, look what I happen to have bolted onto my wall. It's a Eunos Roadster wheel with a centre cap. How fortuitous. Again though, it would be cool if the car ran, wouldn't it? Right, I'm going to lock it up for the day. 20-year-old Ben would have probably stayed till midnight and got this thing buffed and great. I'm getting on for 37 now, and I was up till 2 o'clock in the morning last night editing, and I can feel it a little bit. So I'm going to either try and get the car in or lock it up there and reconvene tomorrow. But tomorrow, my main amount of time is going to be spent driving to Gateshead to pick something up for the Capri. Exciting. Look at this thing beading up like a good one in the rain. How nice. Ah, cool. It's the next day and it's 7 p.m. I've just got back from Gateshead, and in the back of the Passat is an engine. Two engines, two bottom ends and one head, and some pistons, and then lots of items in there as well, and I'm not quite sure what they do, but they're all for that black car there, which is fun, isn't it? To replace that old sort of paperweight there. Anyway, Rob's on his way down, which is really kind of him. He's just got back from South Wales and he's on his way over here, and we're going to have a little look at this thing because it still doesn't start. I've got the battery on charge. I'm just about to start getting the ECU out. I thought I'd give it a quick hoover, but just one thing, look how nice the paintwork has sort of turned out. I mean, it's only had a scrub and I've only polished that one wing, but it's not like gone, you know, the bonnet's gone a little bit, you know, it's a little bit pink on the front, but it's nowhere near as bad as like the MR2 was. This side's pretty much perfect. I mean, only going to need a small amount of buffing, but yeah, really smart. Looking forward to doing a bit of a buff on this, if we can get it running, if it's not completely destroyed underneath. I've got the feeling there's because of just what I saw when it was going on the ramp and stuff, there's rust inside of the sill, where the floor meets the sill on both sides, I think, but I don't know what else. Usually they go round here, on the back and on the front, where it sort of sweeps under, but yeah, I don't know, I guess we'll find out if we can get the thing running. One of the other things that potentially do go wrong on these cars is that this footwell gets full of water and it corrodes a lot of the connections and stuff on the ECU. Unfortunately though, for us, this one looks, I mean, it's bone dry to the touch, all the soft tough stuff behind it, it's just bone dry, and it looks, you know, awesome condition. Doesn't look like there's any problems with it at all. I mean, I can just pull it out and check the cables and stuff, which we will do. We have got another one to swap it over with, but there is just no sort of real damp issues or anything, you know. Annoying. was hoping to open this and it'd be like, I don't know, the ECU on the Titanic or something. But anyway, there we go.
An aircon pipe just hanging down there.
So Rob's turned up, and so far he's just been looking at the body kit and my lack of aircon and all this sort of stuff.
Just looking at what scares me in here, like this type of thing here, just, you know.
Yeah, do you see that relay there to your left?
That?
Yeah.
What is that all about?
So that, I think, is to do with the alarm.
Okay.
And immobiliser.
So there's a fuse in that. So have you checked what?
So I've had all that out and cleaned it all and stuff. That's Ben's relay in there.
The whole box?
No, just the relay.
I'm guessing you've done the basics and checked all your relays and fuse ours.
All relays and fuses checked.
You've done the one under the dash.
So under the dash is fuel pump, and that's the main relay, isn't it?
Yeah.
For everything. I know they both seem to be working, and this thing as well is kicking off. But the only interesting thing about this is that the when you bridge it, the fuel pump doesn't go.
It doesn't.
No, it doesn't bend, but it doesn't on this.
Yeah.
But let's just try that again.
Ben's ain't got ABS either, was it?
No.
Okay, she's in.
Nice. Right, so we've got BPF 3, BPF 3. That's the one that was in the car, that's Rob's. We've checked for spark, we've got no spark on any of the plugs. Fuel pump's working, everything else is working.
Ready?
Go on. I can hear the fuel pump still. Let me just spray some stuff into it, make sure it's getting fuel.
Where did it move over?
It just dangles round by the thing. With the rev. No. No spark.
I want to check those signals off the cast.
Yeah. Which is that thing over there, which we did check yesterday, but we're going to check again.
Got the brace, isn't it?
Yeah. I have got a little feeling we could be looking at coil packs, really.
Potentially. I mean, I've got some, but they are in storage.
Okay, we'll check these and get back to you. You joined me over here at the back of the engine. I don't know if you can see, I'm trying to get a shot in there for you, but where the HT leads go into the coil pack is very, very corroded. And the coil leads themselves aren't amazing. I mean, I've seen a lot worse, but yeah, not amazing. So it's definitely worth us checking. Just going to give these a clean up and then put it all back together, but we're also going to be able to test it all with a multimeter. But yeah, they don't look great.
Definitely think you could do with a new set of leads as well. That's been sat in oil for a while.
Yeah.
It's a bit nasty.
Well,
I think you touched on here, but there's like a pond of oil in there. Oh yeah, look at that.
Yeah, but you know, it's good stuff, isn't it? Keeps the HT leads lubricated.
It does indeed.
What we could do is just try a HT lead off something else on it. Again, I mean, you know, apologies if this is a bit boring, but we are just going through everything with a fine-tooth comb on this car. Rob's got this fantastic bit of literature. MX-5 1.8 litre enthusiast workshop manual.
Anyone's got an MX-5, highly recommend it. Absolute godsend when your car's been in bits for 10 years.
Like yours. Remember, as I said as well, go and follow Rob's Restoration. We've been through everything that we can, and we've put the other ECU back in, and we've just gone. Rob's been in the footwell of doom, doing footwell things, and still no dice. So
the only strange thing we found is there's a constant 2-volt power supply to the cam angle sensor, and then as soon as you unplug it with the ignition on, fuel pump all of a sudden starts doing stuff. So,
and that cam angle sensor is a bit of a common fault, isn't it?
It is indeed.
And Rob has had it go on one of his
I had it go on me in the middle of Cardiff. I had to get my father-in-law to tow me home.
So you know, they do go. And it's potential that one's goose. So Rob has got a spare one, but it's in Middlewich. So we're going to take this one out. We're going to have a look at it.
It's not a spare. It's the only one I've got.
Yeah, but what I mean by that is you don't need it because your car's in 6 billion pieces. So, yeah, so we're going to take it out. We're going to have a look at it and then potentially replace it with Rob's tomorrow, and that might do it. If that doesn't work, I don't know. You know, it's a real head scratcher. Could potentially be also Sparky job.
No,
You confident?
we're too good for that.
Say that again, sorry, just so make sure that
We're too good for that.
the cam angle sensor is now out, which I've recently discovered is just like a sort of distributor.
It's very similar, isn't it? So how this works, that sits in the back of your cam, and as your engine turns, you've got 5-volt feed to both of these little sensors in here, and as the little arms fly past them, that grounds out the 5 volts. So,
Which gives you your spark on that cylinder.
that tells the ECU fire and ignition coil.
Yeah, right, yeah.
So, I've opened it up, everything looks good inside, nothing untoward and scary. So I reckon we now just pop it on the car, and then we'll just turn it by hand, and we can just back pin with a multimeter, and we can make sure we're getting correct voltage at the correct time. So we
Nice,
should
yeah.
be able to see 5 volts when these aren't passing through the sensor. Now when that comes through the sensor,
It should cut it off.
drop to 0.
Yeah.
See what's happening.
Nice.
Let's try and ground in.
We've also got this like mad thing going on where it is talking to the fuel pump.
So
And you can hear it turn the fuel pump on.
let's try and get in on the back of them. Right, we've got ignition.
Right, so no ignition at the moment.
Right, so we've got 0.2 of a volt there.
So
That's good.
as good as 0.
Okay, so that's here.
Ignition on.
Ignition on. Okay, so we've got 1.3 volts there. Oh,
Fuel
5.
pump.
So you can see now that's in the slot. Out slot. And we should have 0 volts. I don't know why we've got 2.
Yeah, so it should be sort of going straight to 0, shouldn't it? But we are getting on the ground wire of this, that sort of voltage, the 2 volts on the ground wire.
Interestingly, you can hear the pump firing this time when we activate it.
Yeah.
Okay, yep, so we've got good voltage. No voltage.
But it's still saying 1.6 volts. You know, we should be dropping down to 0, shouldn't we, really?
Should, yeah. It might be why I'm earthing it.
And one of the things is if your electricity's got nowhere to sort of escape to, it might, you know, the ECU, when that if that's talking to the ECU,
Yeah.
and it's got the wrong voltage, it might be giving it the wrong
Could well be, couldn't it?
chat up line, and then it's not doing anything.
Do you like coming here often?
And that could be a fault with this, or it could be a fault with the wiring.
And MX-5s are renowned for earthing problems.
But we have just spent 3 days going through earths.
That to me seems to be doing what it should be doing.
Yeah, definitely, it's making noises, isn't it?
Yeah, so I'm putting this back up. Let's wind it back on the car and see what happens.
Using the power of this sketchy relay down here, which does seem to be doing something, that wire seems to be doing its job because we've made a nice circuit there, so we just tested that and that's fine. So yeah, stick this back on and hope for the best, but Rob has got one of these that you're not going to be using. Is that a Mitsubishi sign?
Yeah, on a Mazda.
Oh my god.
Call the police.
Right, that's why it's not working.
There's a little slot in the back of the cam and it only goes in one way.
Okay, right, I think this is everything we can do. Let's try it. No spark.
No spark.
Oh God! What's wrong with you? It's now 2 to 4 in the morning.
Something like that.
And we've tried everything that we can with all the shops being closed, and you know it is. So what we've come up with using is it Ohm's law?
Ohm's law, yeah.
Ohm's under the hammer. We've worked out that we think the secondary winding in the coil
is good.
No, dead. Primary's good.
No.
Other way around.
Yeah.
Primary windings on both coils dead. So dead as a dodo. No resistance at all. No continuity. So it's a problem. So now we're going to buy, or I'm going to nick off Rob's car, new coil packs and a new set of HT leads, and fingers crossed that's going to do it.
Hello, engine.
This is where MX-5s come to die, and Volkswagen Caddies actually, there's one in there.
They come for a rest, mate. To be fair, there's not much MX-5 left in it, you know.
Where's the... this is what we need here.
That's the Badger.
So yeah, it's the next day, it's about 11 o'clock. Let's get this thing pulled off, take it back to the workshop and see if it works. We're back. And Rob's coil packs off his exploded Mazda are in. And I mean exploded as in completely taken apart, like an exploded diagram.
Sure, there's a load of bits up there.
Yeah, a lot of MX-5 bits up there. There's quite a lot of MX-5 bits everywhere really, if you look.
Screwed across Cheshire.
Yeah, that's his wheel up there. He did point out as well it is a different centre cap, which is so annoying. That's the Mazda, and on there you've got the Eunos. But
who's going to notice?
Nobody's going to notice that. I didn't even notice. Right, okay, we'll get these in. Please start. Pray for me, will you? You know, because I don't know what's next. We've got the cast as well, the cam angle sensor. So if we can try that. After that, though, only other thing to do is sort of try and remove the immobiliser completely. And then after that, I don't know, set fire to it, innit?
Yeah.
Cool. Okay, so big moment. Let's just check for a spark first. Come on, baby. Come on. We are ready. Oh my God, we've got a spark. We've got a spark. Look at that as well. Do it again, Rob. Got some mega arcing there. Can you see that?
Arcing?
Huge arcing off this plug.
Oh, the plug?
Sorry, off the lead. That plug lead there's just do it again for us. No, I've straightened it out. That was crazy. Yeah, that lead's gone there. Look at that. All right, we'll see what it's like when it's plugged in, because it might give it a more direct path. But yeah.
The leads are readily available, aren't they?
Awesome. Well, we might have that one actually, a spare one. Oh, that's the best news ever! Come on, right, let's see if this thing runs.
Alright, we're all buttoned back up. Moment of truth. Fire away, Ben. Come on, baby!
Pray to our Lord and Saviour, JC, Jeremy Clarkson. Immobiliser off.
On the button. There we go. You'll have the plugs on this, haven't you?
Well, I've had one or two of them out, but they look fine. Just check for a spark again.
What is going on, man?
Just spin over for us. A belting spark. Let me pull the plug out of the car. Why are you being like this, Mazda?
So there's that weird thing, John, with the fuel pump priming when we were messing around with caps.
What, you think it's not putting any fuel in?
Essentially. Because do you remember we pulled out and it went?
Yeah, I do. These plugs look absolutely fine. Very good.
Yeah. Mega.
Right, so it's potentially.
Right, just while we're there, so obviously you've got 2 coil packs, so let's just check the other one as well. Yeah, mint.
Come on, little Mazda. I'm fully on board with you working today.
Here, prime.
I can hear it priming, yeah.
Yeah.
How's the fuel? Is it just like, is it press fit with those bolts on there?
Which one?
Is the fuel rail sort of press fitted in with the injectors there?
Yeah. Lines coming
So you can't take them off individually?
Well, you can pull the lines off here. The only other thing now is there a fuel blockage?
But you can't take injectors off. The fuel tank is immaculate, like.
Was
it's
that?
inside.
Yeah. Highly doubts that.
Well, right, you give her a crank and let me.
Throw the light exposure. It's missing a bit.
It just wants a scout service. I can see all the smoke coming out of the exhaust.
Oh, come on, lad.
Come on! The MX-5 guru has fixed the car.
Definitely missing though, isn't it?
Yeah. I think that'll clean up that. It's not bad for a million years.
Find out which one's not ready, right? Pull the lead on. Miss it, definitely.
Just hold it steady. Is that don't change the rest? Keep the rest. Step it steady.
That's still the same.
Is that you change the rest? That's fine, isn't it? Only if it's on these. Definitely all the right way around.
Bloody go one way, wasn't it?
Still missing.
Still missing. We need to get the plugs out of me.
That's alright, isn't it? just checking as well, but we're at the temperature gauges on the middle, and I've got hot heaters.
Yeah.
Which is amazing, because when we got it, nothing was attached radiator wise.
Really?
Oh, that's good. Hot heaters, amazing. Temperature gauge in the middle. Oil pressure is on. Yeah, it's on. Perfect. Just need to do this gal's service, man. An Italian tune-up, you know.
Right. Can we go with some donuts in it now?
Yeah. Let's put everything back together. Let's go. Get this thing outside. Potentially, this car was laid up due to failed coil packs. That's why it didn't run. Or when I was doing the fuel pump and stuff outside, the coil packs died because we did get a bark out of it earlier on. So maybe the coil pack just died after that rude awakening that it had just killed it. Well, give it another rev, Rob. Rob, give it another rev. It sounds amazing. God, it sounds good. And the biggest sort of win here, I think, is that we've not just fired a parts cannon at this car. You know, we've sort of been through all of the systems on the car, trying to diagnose it before we just go out. Because the coil pack and leads for this car, I'm not going to get any change from about 150, 160 quid. So it's not like, oh, let's just stick a tenner's worth of stuff on it and try again. And if it was the cam angle sensor, that's another big, you know, load of bucks. ECU, another load of bucks. So it's good that we've been able to nail down exactly what the problem was. And more importantly, Rob has managed to nail down the problem. With my help, of course. So the plan is now, we're going to have a tidy up, get the car outside, let's have a proper look at this thing. Just pulled this out of underneath where the roof goes. This is
That's insane.
a piece of history. This is a Lambert and Butler.
Is that even legal now?
I don't think so. A Lambert and Butler umbrella.
Carbon fibre edition as well.
Lambert and Butler used to be, before I switched to Marlboro Lights and to Rollies, Lambert and Butler was my go-to choice. I'm so keeping that.
That's hilarious.
How good.
No way. Definitely up there, one of the most quirkier things you've found in a barn find, isn't it?
And listen, National Geographic, if you're watching, or the BBC or whatever, I don't smoke, swear, anything like that, so you're alright.
Snug in there, isn't it? No need for a roll.
Do seats go down on these?
I think so.
Do they? Oh. I didn't mean like that. But.
No, they don't.
Things we haven't tested so far in this car because it hasn't run. Pedals, power steering, gears, clutch, brakes. The power steering is working.
Nice and free.
I'm so scared. What do you want to do first?
Brakes.
If I pop a cylinder nut, pop a line, no. I'm not pressing hard, but there is a brake pedal. I don't know if it works, but there's a brake pedal. I think the handbrake does work. Should have cleaned.
Rear brake seized, that's another favourite on these.
Right, clutch pedal. Feels like it's
Push it down.
going to be tight.
That'll be mint.
Oh, it's stuck. Oh!
I just need some Italian tune up, doesn't it?
It does need a bit of use. Right then. That's reverse on these, isn't it?
Yep.
Oh, clutch is very... Oh! Oh!
Got gears.
Oh my god! This, I think this is tube.
Could be.
Mate, this is rapid.
Looks it.
Right, let's get this outside.
Oh. Sounds mega, doesn't she?
Sounds incredible.
Should we do a light check? Got one flickery side light, one dead side light.
Nice. Headlights.
Oh dear. Dimmest headlight in the world. Flash works. That one's working. That one's not. I'm wondering if that's unplugged because nothing works on that side light. From the rear.
Headlights.
Yep.
Brake.
One.
Nice, that's enough. Reverse.
Yep.
Nice.
Right.
Right. Left.
Left. Yep, boy. Right, put the bonnets. Just double check this connector. That could be what that 12 volt was all about. Remember that
Yeah, it could be.
spurious 12 volt supply we found?
I'm going to put the thing on the back to check for charging as well.
Other cool thing about MX-5s, this little button here makes your headlights go. Oh. Now, I always just cringe when I see scotch locks. It's always a bad time when you see these flying around. Oh, crusty.
They're such cute little cars, these, aren't they?
So after some major corrosion removal, she's good.
We've now got an ensemble of lights, which is great. God, it's cleaned up well. Really cleaned up well. Still needs a big sort of major polish, but for illegally spinning down the road, I mean legally of course, spinning down the road, looks great. I am thinking now though, let's pull the Capri out of the workshop, get this thing on the ramp. Oh, I'm in love. What a great little car. I can't wait to get this thing on the road. What a bit of summer fun. I know I've got my other summer fun over there, but that thing, getting in and out of that, parking it anywhere at night, you know, you're just constantly worried that someone's just going to reach through the back and take all of your belongings. I had a little play with this bit of the bonnet with the buffer before as well.
Clutch pedal stop the floor.
No clutch? Oh no, pop the bonnet.
So when I stopped that, so put off the pedal, couldn't get it out of gear, and she was rolling backwards. That's me. Stinks of slave cylinder.
Fluid's still in there, nothing's leaking out the slave.
Yet.
Yeah. I remember your slave cylinder went on yours and I had to drag you back.
Oh yeah, and the Amiga, didn't you?
Yeah.
Pack it. It's only a seal that goes.
So, it feels like it's working. It's not working, no?
Floppy as out.
You can feel a tiny bit at the bottom,
Yeah,
can't you?
yeah.
But
It's exactly how my pedal went from the drive.
slave cylinder.
Level up.
So yeah, potentially the clutch slave cylinder's just died. But I can forgive the car for that, you know. What an absolutely wicked machine anyway. It's not a bad job at all. But we've got her in where I want it to be. So let's get her up in the air. We'll see what she's like underneath. Let's have a look here.
Seen worse, seen worse.
Yeah, Flexi looks nice over there.
Not too bad at all, is it?
Coil springs coiling.
Yeah, boy. Still on the original suspension. Makes a change. Normally they've got like 150 quid coilovers on by this stage of their life.
There's a little bit there, but you know, nothing a kind of Schultz won't fix.
Well, so all mine went here, and all here, absolutely rotten. But
Fortunately, you can't test past that plastic panel, can he?
maybe give that a bit of a
Little wire brush and a paint.
yeah. You're right. Flexies are decent.
Yeah, that brake pad looks ace.
There he is.
Nice tyre on the back. We'll soon
Them brakes need
smoke those.
need an Italian tune up, don't they?
Oh god, yeah, that's rough. That brake there. Look at that bit. Nice. Down here.
Oh.
Oh.
So it's
Is
not
that
an MX-5 if it hasn't gone there, isn't it?
Is that a water hole? Is that a water release hole?
Just tell them it's new drainage.
Just sand that back to a nice circle.
Yeah.
And then put some
grommet
schultz on it. Yeah. But up in there, you know, this bit could be worse. You know, that you could get away with a little patch there. Is that only flaky stuff?
Oh. Oh.
Yeah, it's fine. It's fine. It's fine. Leave that. That's for next year's MOT. Down here, this one's very solid, super solid all the way up to this bit here, which isn't.
Exactly. Again. And then just above that panel join there'll be a bit of rot, I bet. There you go. Oh yeah, you can hear it.
Oh, fuck. He's going to stab a screwdriver straight through that, isn't he?
Yep.
Hopefully not though, if we schultz it. That's fine. Again, bit of fiberglass, bit of paint. It's all good. Don't worry about it. I'm not worried. You know, we don't want to do too much welding, do we? Because, well, anyway. That there, a little bit of crust, but again, it's fine. That's really, you know, don't worry about behind these plastic things. That's what they're there for.
Someone's had the aircon rod out of it as well. Nice.
So yeah, it has got aircon. There's a big aircon pump there, but loads of it's missing.
Correction, did have.
Yeah, did have aircon. Belts look like they're still attached.
Yeah, very, very rusty bumper fixings. Standard.
Front cross members could be worse, couldn't it? This front subframe is, you know, I mean, it wants a wire brush, that, doesn't it?
Yeah. Yeah, just a little bit.
Serious wire brush.
Oh yes.
I think, you know, I'm quite happy potentially that the clutch has gone, because in the next episode of this car, what we might do is try and do a bit of MOT prep before we take it down, because we're not going to be able to drive it now, but we can maybe do a bit of welding, do a bit of schultzing, do a bit of fiberglassing, do a bit of, you know, wire wheeling, that sort of stuff before it goes down, just so he doesn't end up being too harsh on us. I mean, that's solid as a rock there, which is really good. I mean, that potentially, yeah, it's fine. No, that's fine. You don't need to see that. But again, you know, you can really wire wheel and schultz all that.
Front mud flaps.
So it's had outer sills, and these inners so far on this side are really nice until you get to there. And again, that's just a bit of surface. Hopefully you won't press too hard on that. Might get an advisory, or he's probably going to go through that, isn't he?
It's got all the hallmarks of an MX-5 starter kit, this.
Yeah. What do you mean?
Sills and arches.
Sills and arches. So this bit here is a bit...
Oh, yes. Oh, she's a... Oh, hello. Hello.
What's that?
Underseal. On top of rust.
Nice.
Standard.
Yeah, that's what I'll be doing.
Oh, yeah. You can see someone's had some underseal in there. Well, at least they tried.
Have you got any cut-offs of these?
Know how to make it.
Right, well, we'll make...
I don't remember.
Can you make me one? And then we'll weld over that. Weld over that there. That's a nice little 10-minute job.
3D print a little tool to try and make that section, but it didn't work too well. But we might be able to do something.
To form it?
Yeah.
Or you could just smack it a bit of metal with a hammer, couldn't you? What about the brake pipes? I mean, brake pipes, surprisingly good. They've obviously had those at some point.
Yeah, that's copper pipe, isn't it? Or was it covered in...
That's a little bit crusty there.
Oxide neutrino.
God, do you remember that tune? Bang for the reload, oxide and neutrino. Hell of a tune.
Reload.
Up in here is really nice. Had a lot of undersealing and stuff in the back, rear chassis legs. I mean, these aren't really a big place that these go, but it is really clean.
Proper clean heat shield that as well. They normally absolutely...
That is a duty exhaust, that. Any names on the exhaust?
Don't know. MX-5 parts, dual exit I'm going with.
Pico Big Bore 4.
Nah, man. I'd have Pico
Look at the size of the bloody thing, though.
Rubbish. It's like a pea shooter, isn't it?
No wonder it's so fast. Right, this side. So brake pipes front to back again, all greased up and stuff.
No,
nice.
that's factory. It's all good. I mean, tiny bit of surface for us. There's nothing there that'll say fail an MOT. Maybe
that bit. But that's all right. I mean,
speed holes.
the white MX-5 that I did a few years ago was 10 million times worse than this. This whole bit had to be made and everything. It was, you know, this is really, really good. You know, you're potentially just plating over that and hammering it around as you weld it. This, you know, I'm not interested in doing a real nice restoration on this. I just want it on the road. I want it MOT'd.
That's just a 90-degree piece, flat right the way along.
Well, you're all right on a couple of bits.
No, you're not.
Ow.
Rustitis.
Yeah, but yeah. So there's probably about 10 plates of welding. What do you charge to do the welding, Rob? Is it like £3 per plate?
I'm retired from MX-5 welded. Past that point in the life.
Overall, what's your, you know, give it a score out of 10 for underneath.
5.
5.
5 out of 10.
5?
Yeah.
You know, for one that we've just pulled off the side of the road.
Yeah, for one that we pulled off the side of the road, which I've passed I don't know how many times over the past 7-8 years, and just thought, what a waste.
What a waste.
I'm so glad you got hold of it, man.
Yeah, and I'm going to save it and I'm going to enjoy every minute of this car. It's going to be great.
It's definitely, if you want to do an MOT patching job, a couple of days worth of work under over the welder.
That's it. Couple of days, you know, hammer and welder in hand, and a bit of will and determination.
Yeah.
And this thing, and a clutch slave cylinder.
Yeah. Right. Should we have a look at that while we're here? So, oh, here she is. Oh yes.
Dad.
So, oh yeah.
Was it just seized?
No, it's fluid. Look at it. Pull the boot back.
Yeah, I
Ready?
can see it. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. It's
Oh.
dead. I'll get one of those on order.
I think that needs changing.
Good God.
That is actually brake fluid. Funky coloured brake fluid.
She's a happy little car. She's been rescued. She didn't want to sit on the side of the road for the rest of her life. I would give this little MX-5 a 6.5 out of 10 for something we've dragged off the side of the road. Next week I'm welding. All week next week I'm going to be welding. I'm doing a little bit of a slave cylinder repair. The Capri episode is well underway. It might take us, you know, a bit of time for that. I'm not rushing with that one. I am going to rush with this one. You know, I want to be going sideways roundabouts soon.
Oh, that's the point. Import, limited slip.
What a great video. I've just had such a wicked time. Great working with Rob as well. The thing runs.
Got it back to life.
Yes. You know, just fantastic. If you want to see what he does on MX-5s as well, follow the links that I shared earlier. I'll put the link in the description as well. And yeah, I hope you've enjoyed it. What a great little car. In the next video as well, on the MX-5, we'll get it all polished up. We'll make it look amazing. Got TGV detailing coming down next week. He's going to finish it off for me.
Does a nice job. He transformed that Rover, man.
Yeah.
What a guy.
And I'm hoping he's going to do the same on this thing.
Yeah,
and I can transform the underneath with various MOT welding patches, which is my favourite. So yeah, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday next week, I am welding cars, and you'll see them soon. But thanks very much for watching, and remember, if you haven't already, hit the subscribe button because it does really help. And I'll see you in the next video.
Catch you later, guys.
Oh, just one more thing before you go. Tidy!